Welcome back to the Campus Life. My name is Sally Sitole, and today there is so much energy in the room. I mean, why do you want to fly if you can roar? I'm thirsty, so I'm going to take a drink. Well, joining me in studio today is the founders of LionVarage, and I'm so excited that in my hand I have a locally produced product. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, before we talk about the product, because I'm enjoying it already, right?
Yes,
Let's talk about you. Where do you come from? Sive and Funo, thank you so much. Where do you come from?
Okay, so we actually come from the Eastern Cape, in a small town called King Williamstown.
Okay.
So it's actually a small town, but originally we're from an area called Alice. And yeah, we come from the Eastern Cape, and you know, we actually decided to come and do this energy drink in Johannesburg for that.
Okay, so
Yes.
brothers working together in a business.
Yes.
Are you guys not having fights?
No, actually
Not really.
Is it?
I think we've reached a point where we feel like teammates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and okay, this is irrelevant to perhaps the conversation we're gonna have, but we're also friends. You know, I think we share most things together. So to find us fighting is the last thing that you're gonna see. And I'm not saying this to buy face or to look good, but genuinely.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. But let's talk about the product, right? South Africa right now, there is high unemployment rates, and you decided to start a business, start a company, start a product,
Yes.
right? Let's walk with me through the product. Why did you start the product? What's the inspiration behind it? How did the dream come about, and so forth?
Okay, well, it's actually a long story, but I'll try to summarize as much as I can. I remember back in 2016 when the idea was born, back in high school, my sister-in-law was pregnant, right? So I remember she was having a tough pregnancy and she was low on energy. And it was my first time consuming your classic energy drink. So I remember reading at the back, it said, unsuitable for pregnant women, unsuitable for children under the age of 12, unsuitable for people sensitive to stimulants. And I was like, you know what? There's actually a gap. So I told my brother, I was like, you know what? I think there's a gap, and why don't we actually do something like this? So we actually did some comprehensive research on which products that actually cater for that demographics mentioned. And we actually found that there's a huge gap, and we took the initiative to, you know, create or craft this idea or this brand that's going to be suitable for those demographics. So that was the main inspiration behind the energy drinks. And also there's another skill that we have as well. You talk about employment, but I'll try to be as articulate as I can. There's another skill. We're also perspicacious people, so we also...
Okay.
Yes.
Did you guys hear that?
Yes. So we are able to take note, and we are able to understand gaps and take note of things that actually need fixing. So it wasn't a matter of feeling like the situation or the circumstance of the high unemployment rate is affecting us, but it was also a matter of being able to see gaps, to being able to take notes and make the initiative.
I like that. You know, South Africa has a beautiful entrepreneurial landscape, right?
Yes.
But I'm quite curious,
Proper.
actually, how did the brand come about in terms of like financing? Like
Financing, okay.
you talk about, you know, where the idea came from, but the actual implementation of the product, how did it come about?
Okay, so you talk about financing, right? Financing the product to actually be a real thing. The struggles, you also talk about South Africa being a beautiful landscape of entrepreneurs. So there's challenges, if I'd be honest, there's challenges in terms of financing and funding, and also there's the matter of having an idea but not having it in physical. And now for it to exist, it needs funding.
Yeah.
but you can't get funding if it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So you've got those challenges right there. So we decided as a family that, you know, since we all believe in this idea, and, you know, we took a formal approach to our parents, and we were like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And, you know, the situation is not looking good, but let's work together towards this. And we actually started the first phases of funding as a family, and until we got to a certain level. So in terms of financing, it was that we financed it ourselves. But also, another thing I want to highlight as well is that you might not move as fast as you would if you had, you know, a substantial amount of funding, but, you know, the goal is to move step by step. I will also mention, if I can, the phases and how it goes about. So you have the idea, right? You have to find a lab, and the lab will mix it for you. You do the tasting, you go through that phase as well. There's also the testing phase, you know, to make sure that it's approved, it's consumable and all that. So you take those steps one step at a time. You fund one thing one step at a time. For instance, just one more thing, the nutritional table. For it to be there, you have to find a specific lab, and those are things, those are milestones that, you know, if you lack in financing, you do it one step at a time, one milestone at a time, I can say.
All right. Now, coming to you, Fundo, I mean, this product, right? If I go to Macro right now,
Yes.
what's differentiating it to other products in the market? What's so different about it?
So basically, the philosophy behind LionVarage, we were trying to bridge a gap for those that are sensitive to stimulants, children at the age of 12, and also pregnant women. So our initial goal was to come up with a product that is suitable for those demographics. You know, so we structured the product and created the product through development, and just to make the product unique, stand out, and also make sure that the product is safe and suitable for those demographics. You know.
You are young entrepreneurs.
Yes.
The age of 24 and 26. That's quite inspiring.
Yes.
Thank you.
Really inspiring. Reaching this milestone. But let's talk some of the challenges that you have encountered thus far with you initiating the product into the market.
Okay. Oh, there are plenty, eh?
All right, let's break it down.
There are plenty.
Just share a few.
I also mentioned this funding thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'd like to emphasize as well, before I come to the other points, I'd like to emphasize it's difficult to get funding, right? Especially if you just say you've got an idea. You have to prove by actually having something physical.
Yeah.
So that was the main, or one of the main problems that we had in our upcoming. And two, another problem that we had was that, okay, this one is more technical, right? But I think I'd like to share it because it was stressing. Yeah, it was stressing out.
Okay, what is it?
So I remember back in 2019, our food technologist. So we actually went to a place, another lab in Midrand. So they were helping us develop the actual product inside. So I remember we got a call saying, the product is not mixing, and it's actually separating in the can.
And it's exploding.
And it's exploding.
What?
You know, the ingredients are the honey and molasses, they're potent together. So there's actually a mix. So we might not be able to pull it off, and, you know, the measurements. Hey, now you're like, okay, you had this ingredient. And I think I didn't mention the fact that back in high school when we had the idea, we actually had to go to certain doctors because when
doctors
we started,
as in medical doctors?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
so we didn't have the expertise. I mean, we were still kids
Yeah.
back in 2016,
Yeah.
17 years old, imagine. So I remember faking sicknesses to go to the doctor,
yeah.
and ask about
Certain
these
ingredients.
ingredients. I remember asking, okay, listen, man, I think I'm going to be fine. So I've got this idea, what ingredients can be suitable for these people?
Yeah.
And we actually did it a couple of times until we actually formulated it. So now, imagine getting the call saying, this thing is not working together.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
thing is
yeah.
not mixing together. You know, so we have to find ways, but we had to tweak it, and we actually, you know, came up with it.
All right, I like that. But let's talk the numbers. Let's talk what's currently happening in our country with high unemployment rates. How has your business thus far helped to alleviate the pressure of higher unemployment in South Africa? Are you doing anything that's helping that?
As we launched about 3 months ago, and we've been developing the product for the past 4.5 to 5 years now. But the aim and the goal now is to create more jobs, and the plan inside the business is to grow the brand, you know, and have plants around the city for a start, and also to go global, you know, so we can erase the unemployment rate that's currently happening in our country. Yes.
Can I add a bit?
Yeah, sure.
Can I add something?
Sure.
So just to take it to the earliest stages right now at this moment. So we also going through the phases of finding distributors as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is another challenge, but it's answering two questions at once.
Okay.
Also asked about challenges and also the fact that there's a high unemployment rate. So the challenge is that, you know, you might get off-takers, or let me say retailers, that buy your product or say, you know what, I am so-and-so, I've got these franchises, I want to get your product on store, on my shelves. They buy it from you, but they store it at the back. It happens. And I'd like to highlight that to a lot of entrepreneurs out there. Those are the things that you deal with. So they store it, they don't store it, but they buy it from you, but it's not on the shelf until a certain period of time. So when you get distributors, we're trying to find people that can actually distribute and that it can do follow-ups on the product, because honestly, we can't be in Bloemfontein right now checking out Tuguti. The spa in Bloemfontein is selling, or the ShopRite or the Pick n Pay or the whatever, you know. So those are one of the challenges. But at the same time, we also helping in that department as well, finding distributors to help us with that as well. So that's another way we're helping bridge the gap of unemployment as well.
You know, actually, speaking about more challenges, here's another one.
Yes.
Is that the food and beverage industry in South Africa is quite competitive. So what measures are you taking in terms of marketing your brand and getting it out there, you know? So I think I'll let you answer this one.
Marketing, we're strictly focusing on advertising, brand awareness, trying to put the product out there, make people understand the product. That it's a healthy energy drink, it doesn't have caffeine, you know, it's high in vitamin C, and it has honey and molasses inside it, which is are the main ingredients that we are using for the product. So now, advertising the product and making people aware of that this is the main product that you could go for if you are sensitive to stimulants, you know. So that's the way that we are trying to approach the marketing and advertising the product.
Okay. I just want to add to what my brother said. So what we've actually put in place right now is we have invited people with expertise in that marketing side. And I don't think it's a problem if I mention them. So we also got the help from Lerato Agency, which is part of Patton Brands. You know them, the over 16. So we actually have them on board right now, which are trying to... Another thing that's also important is that you see this product, it has this novelty and the ingredients and all that, but it doesn't say that itself. So we're trying to make sure that it appeals to the customer and getting people to have those expertise there as well. So we have now put in place a system or people to help us with that as well. Yeah. And it's important, by the way, because as an entrepreneur, you will have your strong points, but there are things that you're going to need to involve people from the outside in the company.
Yeah, that are professional.
That are professional in that department.
And how do you see LionVarage promoting a healthier lifestyle among South African citizens, or even globally?
Yeah.
Like how are you going to bridge the gap of healthier lifestyle? Yes.
Okay, so out of what we've studied and out of the research that we've done, we've looked at where the energy is mostly consumed.
Okay.
So we also took note that universities are up at the top.
Yeah.
So we're also looking at that market as well, and the way we operate is quite different. So the way the drink works is quite different. So we also have, I'll go back to your question more intricately, but I'll just explain a bit and I'll tell you how it fits in. So we've got ingredients that actually help nerve function, prevent brain fog as well.
Okay.
You see, so vitamin B12 is extensively high, and vitamin C, and ingredients that actually help the longevity of your nerve function and the way your brain processes. Yeah. So if students would be aware that this is another solution, this would help, and it would help because most energy drinks, they provide that crash. We don't have crash as well. So we are also taking the initiative of being part of university schools and, trying to instill the product at the younger generation so that it grows within. And also, you talk about a healthy lifestyle, right? Most brands, the reason why they be very successful is that, a child, this product is suitable for a child, right? A child between the ages of 0 to 7 years old, they are in a phase called theta mode, right? Or theta, right? That's where the brain is more programmable, I can say. So whatever you consume in those ages, it becomes a lifestyle. So this product being suitable for kids as well secures that maybe in the future, this product will be the solution to a healthier lifestyle, and people will be used to it when they grow up. Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. But now let's talk about expanding, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know this is still young. I know it's still new.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know about the brand. But let's talk about the future hopes. Do you see this product going beyond the South African borders, or just in the South African borders?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Because the reason why I say definitely is because the problem we are bridging is not only a South African problem.
Okay.
To say the product is suitable for those demographics, I mean, those demographics are available everywhere in the whole entire world. So when you've got a product like that, the only time you don't need to export is when you don't have a customer to export to. So we actually have a customer to export to. So it would actually be, a lose if we would not export and expand and sell to the entire world. And also, something positive about this idea of exporting, our manufacturer as well is able to export as well. So we actually on the good side of that, I can say. Yes.
All right. Now, Mfundo, the product just being here on the table
Yes.
is a milestone on its own.
Yeah.
But I just want you to share some of the milestones that we don't know,
Yes.
besides this being here. So what are some of the milestones that you have experienced so far with the journey with LionVarage?
Yes. As my business partner has mentioned earlier on, that we've come across a lot of milestones and challenges as well. So first of all, the product not mixing well, the product exploding on the labs.
Yeah.
And it came to a point whereby we twisted and finally find the sweet spot for it.
Yes.
And then after that, we took it out and wanted to see the potential of the product. Went to a factory and then we do what do you call this thing?
Factory trial.
Yeah, factory trial. And then yes, after that, the product came together. And then it was the final product. That was like, oh man, okay, now we are in. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's the milestone that we trying to we have accomplished. Sorry.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Yes.
That is
And it
really
was
great.
great. Hey.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes, thank you so much,
I'm
eh?
trying to imagine what you guys were, like your feelings. Were you guys like jumping? Were like, yes, we did it.
Yeah. like I said, you know, with a business like this, you can be very happy, but
Yeah.
it's like a linear phase. It's like a linear trial of challenges. So, in the bottom you have challenges. The more you grow, the bigger the challenges.
Yeah.
The challenges grow with you as well. So, right now we might accomplish a big step tomorrow, and I'll call you. I'll be like, Sally, you know what? We just secured the biggest whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it comes with the biggest
Yeah.
challenge as well.
Yeah.
So yes, we were very happy, but we also don't subscribe or don't submit to our emotions a lot.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, yes, we've achieved this, but let's look to the next thing.
Yeah.
Some-
And it's gonna come with its own challenges
With
as
its
well.
own challenges as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think one thing that my sister once told me that really stick with me even today is that growth is uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It is a lot.
Comes with a lot of challenges.
Yes.
So that's what separates the winners to the.
To the losers, yes.
You know
yes.
what I mean?
Yes,
To-
yes.
Like if you can endure that challenge and
Yeah.
pain, and you know.
Yes.
But yeah. Lastly, let's talk about the future of LionVarage.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
what
yes.
is the future looking like? What are the aspirations?
Okay, so someone asked me, I think about a couple of weeks ago, they were like, if your brand was a person, how would you describe it like?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And I was like, hey. But
A
this
very
is how I
personal
see
question.
it, actually, yes. So I said to him, I was like, no, it would be a very capable person, very strong,
Yeah.
but very kind and gentle at the
Oh.
same time.
Yeah.
So now, okay, I'll be answering the future thing. So with this product positioned like that, we wanted to be the solution to the health side of things. So if you don't want your classic RTD energy drinks, we want this to be the next solution or the best solution, I say.
I
So
like that.
if we achieve that accomplishment of making it the solution or the next option, if you're trying to avoid caffeine, then you're buying LionVarage, then we've achieved our goal. So that's where the future is looking.
I like that. I think, Fundo, I would like you to finish off with this to any young aspiring entrepreneur.
Yes, yes, yes.
What message of support or inspiration do you have for them?
All I have to say is that you have to believe, you have to be consistent, and you have to be strong. You know, because every challenge, I don't care if you work at Spa, you work at a different type of work environment, but everything has its own challenges. Just know that everything is going to be hard, but you have to choose your heart as well. There's a saying that says that if you're going through hell, you cannot stop. Just go through it. Don't stop in hell.
Yeah.
Just go
Yeah.
through it. Yeah, I
Yes,
think
yes.
that's the message I'm trying to send into the young entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Yes. And also, in business, okay, my answer is going to be based in business. You also mentioned that every challenge, and I also want to explain that more intricately as well. You can start this today, right?
Yeah.
And it will be hard. You will feel like giving up. But if you give up and go to the camera industry, it will have its own challenges
Yeah.
that will
Exactly.
be as hard. If you go and you try to be a model, I'm sure you're one, or an actor,
Yeah.
an actress, or whatever,
Yeah.
you will have your own challenges. So there's no way. You just have
There's
to.
no running. You can't run
Yes,
away
there's
from
no easy way
challenges.
out. So you just have to endure, and patience is one of the things that I think we overlook. I think patience is one of the things that separates the winners from the losers as well. Because I mean, like, just to say, I'm young. I when I'm looking to the future, I feel like I don't have 5 years. You know,
see,
I
yes.
feel like I don't have 5 years to wait on something right now.
Yeah.
But who hasn't?
Yeah.
You know, everyone has waited. I mean, like everyone at the top, these big successful companies, they took 20 years to build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they took 10 years to build. So I just think patience is one of the things that I would send out, and I would recommend that you be patient. If you're not patient, I
Yeah.
don't think you would make it.
Yeah.
Let's be patient. Well, Siva Jebe and Mfundo Mafu, thank you so much for
Thank
joining me
you.
today. I'm
Thanks
so
for having us.
excited with the journey
Yes.
with LionVarage. And this is where we leave it for today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Campus Live. In the meantime, I'll be quenching my thirst with LionVarage. But do not forget to subscribe, like the notification button, and share and with your family. And it'll be great to see you on the road sipping on some LionVarage. Until I see you next time, goodbye.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.